Yeah, not a morning person.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
All right, we'll go ahead and call this meeting to order.
I am recording this on my phone
Okay.
because Shannon asked that somebody in my office do the minutes. So as we're motioning tonight or seconding, please state your name so we can hear it. And hopefully we can get it all into the notes here.
All right, very good. So first item on the agenda is the modification and approval of any of the minutes from the 7/22 meeting. That agenda, the minutes are in here. If you haven't had a chance to review them prior to the meeting, they are in here. So if you want to look at those, you can, while I just read through the rest of the agenda. Then we're going to modify and approve the agenda, and we'll open it up for public comment. And then we have some new business today, so we'll do quick introductions for the new board members. We'll just introduce ourselves to everybody. Then we have election officers, and then there's the full state marketing presentation, followed by the director's report, and we'll adjourn for the day. Has everybody had a chance to review the minutes, or do you want to wait? Okay. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion to approve.
Okay.
Your name second.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Becker Rain second. Thank you.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, very good. The minutes have been approved. Are there any adjustments to the agenda before we begin?
Let me just state that it was requested that we add Tennessee 250 and discussion of sponsorships to the agenda, and I'll cover those in the director's report.
Tennessee, say that again, I'm sorry.
Tennessee 250.
Okay. And what was the other?
Sponsorships.
Sponsorships, yes. Any other additions? All right, very good. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved, Baker Ring.
Okay.
Second, Deborah Lynn.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, very good. Did you want to join us? Okay. Okay, very good. Yes, sir. So just since you've got another meeting, there's no public comment. Are we comfortable starting with the Tennessee 250 and then moving into the other agenda items?
Sure.
Is that okay? All right. All right, very good. Then we will go ahead and start with that.
Okay. As a result of your email, I reached out to the governor's office through tourism because I was at the governor's convention last week, and I spoke to Madeline Sefton there. She said that one component of the Tennessee 250 is the governor's making a visit to every county in the state. He's only visited about 5, and he would typically reach out to your office to arrange, and then the question that would be asked is, where would he visit when he comes? Should it be tourism related? Should it be manufacturing? Should it be education? And that's going to be something that, if you want to discuss, we can, or if you make the call, that's fine. But they will arrange that through you unless you assign it to me directly, and they're just waiting to hear.
Okay. Well, that's going to be part. That's going to be one component of it, but we also have other components that we're working on within the DAR, Daughters of the American Revolution, as well as Sons of the American Revolution, and then our historical sites. So the theme that has emerged from the committee is education, the historical education of our community, and trying to capture that for our students. So you're going to hear a lot about that, and we just wanted to make sure that tourism had representation in the community, and that y'all had a voice, because you will be a great marketing arm as we kick all of this off in January. And we'll make sure that y'all are part of that.
Mayor, is there a marketing committee within your part of it?
There will be there's committees set up within that committee. There's subcommittees, I guess, for lack of a better word. And we've got a finance arm, marketing arm, the historical sites arm, and we'll be meeting on Thursday at 3 o'clock. So we encourage anybody that wants to attend, that can attend, to attend that meeting and learn more about it. But we'll have the committee, it's still in the infant stages of all of this, so we'll have all the committees start reporting on what they're putting together.
Sure. And Mayor, where's that meeting?
That meeting will be right here.
Oh, just right here?
Yes.
In this room 112?
It'll be room 112 at 3 o'clock on Thursday.
Okay, perfect. And then, like, so that we don't overwhelm everybody, like, how many people do you feel like would be helpful from tourism?
As many that wishes to participate.
Okay,
Yeah, no, I don't want to curtail any voice.
sure.
Yeah. So yeah.
Is there any, like, anything in particular that you feel like we could help emphasize during that meeting?
Well, I think tourism, with your role as we go forward, will probably be the marketing, trying to get information out. Maybe provide some sponsorships once we nail all of that down. Okay. We're going to be looking for corporate sponsorship. But we want to make sure we get the activities put together on what exactly you're going to sponsor.
Yes.
So we want to make sure that all that's in place. And then at that point, we'll start reaching out for more information and sharing more information with you.
And it may be premature, but have you branded it for Sumner County yet?
We should have a logo at this next meeting. We're working on the logo right now, a website, as well as an app. And, and we want to have synergy with all the cities. Everybody's keying into this app and keying into this website.
Well, this is a good link for what he's worked on with, again, deliverables to external customers, not the people in Sumner County.
Who's working on the design for that?
The website's coming through our web guy, the IT department.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good. If he wants me to provide feedback on, like, the logo, the design, or anything like that, I'm happy to have a look. Share some feedback.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, he can reach out to me or whatever.
Okay. Perfect. That was all I had. I just want to make sure it was on the radar screen.
Oh, definitely,
And,
yeah.
we're all working together on this as we go forward.
Yeah, that's great.
All right.
Can I just ask a quick question? I'm sure y'all are on this, the grant through the Tennessee Museum. Is there back there like the
Yes.
finance arm?
Yeah, we've got a component that is working on the grants right now. DAR is submitting something on this first run, and then we will be submitting something on the second run. And we've got a $20,000 and a $25,000 grant that we'll be submitting for. All right. Thank you all very much. Appreciate your time.
Yes, sir, thanks so much. So it sounds like Thursday. Are you planning on being here?
I am now.
Okay, next item on the agenda, which was the first one, is new board members. So why don't we go ahead and we'll just do brief introductions. I'll go ahead and start since I'm talking and I'll get talking all the way. But my name is David Staples. I've been on the Sumner County Tourism Board for a year, I think. I'm the chairman currently. I've been in Tennessee since 2017. I worked for, most of my career has been working for large health insurance companies, worked for healthcare for many years, and I worked for Cigna. I also have a 130-acre farm in Bethpage, and so spend a lot of time there on the farm. I work for a consulting firm now called Accenture, it's one of the largest consulting firms in the world, and I'm an executive for that firm, and most of my energy is spent on health and payer, but I also have another small business where I do marketing and design consulting for webs, logo design, all of that kind of stuff, plus some other junk. But anyway, 4 kids, all of them adults. I have one son who's in Brazil right now, and a son that's going to college. My oldest son passed away in 2017, and I've got a daughter who's currently in Houston as a personal trainer. So, there you go. That's a little bit about me.
I'm Kevin Blankenship. I am currently the Dean of Business Technology at Volunteer State. I've been in Sumner County since 2015. One's in college at West Kentucky University. The other one is out in Iowa, who's a trucker's insurance executive. So if any of you need any good deals on trucking insurance, I got a hookup for you. It's a funny, it's kind of a funny business to be in, for lots of reasons. Like I said, I've been here since 2015. I was Chief Information Officer at Ball State for about 7 years prior to becoming Dean. Just finished my doctoral degree from Tribeca back in December. Was an interim dean at CIO, and I finished my doctoral degree at the same time. I don't recommend that. So I don't know what I'm doing with myself these days because I got spare time on my hands. Happy to be here in Sumner County. Happy to help serve. I also serve on the Gallatin Economic Development Agency's board as well. So happy to help serve.
Deborah Holmes. I am County Commissioner District 12. Have been on this board for about 3 years. Born and raised right here in Sumner County. Went to school here. All of our kids went to school here, and my dad still does the chains at Hendersonville High School's football games, so I'm still connected that way. We own a small business here in Sumner County. We have 4 kids, 9 grandkids, and who else?
Kristen Hope, I'm the president and CEO of the Portland Chamber of Commerce. I've been at that position for, well, not that position, that's been mid-May, so that was kind of a quick shift, but I've worked at the Chamber for 10 years. Have a special needs daughter who's 13. She's the happiest kid on the world. If you want somebody to talk to you or help you greet people, she's your girl. But finally got where she's a little more stable and I can work full time, so happy to be in the role that I am. Also serve on the Portland Community Education Foundation Board with Leader Lambert and plans the Strawberry Festival in Portland for the past 10 years. So, yeah.
I'm Kathy Bosworth. I've been on the committee for a year. Been here since 2019. Retired, spent my entire career working in the petroleum industry and lived in many, many states doing that. And finally decided this is where we were going to retire. We have 3 kids. We just had our second grandkid 3 weeks ago. So, yeah, life's good. Yeah.
Shannon Bergdorf, County Commissioner, cemetery caretaker. Sorry, so I'm late. The dead don't wait. You know, they do not. And I'm fixing to go to town, and I've got to find somebody that I prayed nobody would die. So anyway, here we are.
We're all healthy, so we're good.
That's okay for being buried in somebody else's cemetery. Okay, and it's a $0 an hour job. We're all volunteers at the Beach Cumberland Presbyterian Church Cemetery Edition. Odd fact, it's really a graveyard because if you bury people in a church property, it's a graveyard for as long as a cemetery.
Right.
But I only found that out because I was reading a book, and that was after they named the cemetery in 1798 when the church was founded.
Wow.
So anyway, I've been on the committee for 3 years. Stay-at-home mom, 4 kids, homeschooled all of them, 4 boys. Just found out we're fixing to have our 5th grandchild. So that's it. Call me anything but Sharon.
I'm Baker Wren. I'm a county commissioner. I'm retired. I've been on the board, I guess 10 years or so. I'm a retired high school teacher, Gallatin High School. So you know Valerie Sutter. Love Valerie.
Yes. She's one of our biggest mascots, I guess. One of our biggest mascots.
One of your fans. My father was in the Air Force, so I lived all over the country. My mother was born in Gallatin. Her family's been here since the 1700s. I moved here 37 years ago. My grandparents were getting older, and they lived for another 35 years, so. Like me. I'm the oldest of 6 children, 9 nieces and nephews. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 great nieces and nephews. The latest were a set of twins born in July. Yeah, so I'm chairman of the Hatch Board of Directors. I'm going to have a Zoom meeting for that tonight. I'm chairman of another board. I had a Zoom meeting for that last night. It's just like everything's going to get at the same time. My sister got married Sunday, but it's just been this whole week, last few days have been work for me. So, I've been president of the Historical Society, so I've been involved in lots of stuff in Galveston, Boy Scouts and everything.
He looks really good in a kilt.
I wear kilts. In fact, I'll be doing that in a couple of weeks again.
I'm Mark Efros. I'm interim executive director, and been doing that, I guess, a little bit over a year now. I'm a transplant here into the county. I don't actually live in the county, but I think that's good and bad. The good is I get to be unwavering in support of everybody and non-political and all of that, and I've come to love Sumner County. I've dived into it and have learned so much about it. I might be more of an expert than some of you, and I enjoy it. It's a great place, and we've enjoyed the last year marketing it and selling it and telling the stories. We've got a lot more planned. I do have a grandchild due next week, all with the same wife, and and a daughter getting married here in November. So, thank you. It never ends.
I'm Eric Janicki. Been in Sumner County since 2019. Live here in Gallatin. Moved here because my wife's from Tennessee, and her sister lives on Neals Lane, so that's why I wound up here. You can, when I talk, you know I'm from New York, and I've spent 45 years in the hotel restaurant industry. New York, 12 years, DC, 4 years, and Hartford, a year and a half, 2 years, and New Orleans for most of my career, 20 years, where I was area director of sales and marketing for Hilton, and was part of the team to do the Katrina repositioning of New Orleans after that occurred. So in the last 4 years, I was a consultant for the St. Louis Convention Bureau and Convention Center as vice president of sales and marketing. So, and I'm retired, and I don't have over half an acre. I just have a half an acre, and that's good enough for me. You know, and a bunch of deer that eat my shrubs.
I don't know where that was going.
But I have one daughter who's a GRN in the cardiac OR at St. Thomas downtown, and she lives in Gallatin as well. Go to Christ Methodist Church in Hendersonville, and very involved with the youth group and youth programs at that church, and that's been really a passion for me, is young people getting into Christianity, and that's been my mainstay. So, but happy to be aboard. Happy 1 year. It's been 1 year, I guess, this meeting. So for me. Yeah.
Well, great. Welcome everyone who's new. Welcome back to everybody who keeps coming back for more. Good team on that. So I'm assuming that everyone is here because the commission voted and everybody was approved to be here. Is that a true fact? Okay. All right, well, good. No, that's good. That means we can move on to the next.
Hasn't been to.
Well, it's just been, 7 or 8, last week, so 8 days.
So we could go Monday.
I mean, we got 2 days,
Two more days.
but the mayor was here and he didn't say anything, so I feel like we're pretty safe.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't boot anyone out.
No, he didn't say, they're not supposed to be here.
Yeah. Well, very good. Then I guess we can move to the election of officers. So, in all of my roles, I've never had to elect people. I just hire and fire people. So this is going to be new for me. So if I say something wrong, because I'm not a pro at Robert's rules, you guys chairman, happy to remain if everyone is comfortable with that. So we have a motion to, yeah, go ahead.
In our minutes that I'm assuming everyone read, and that we, voted on Bakering motions to move officer elections to November meetings.
Oh, right.
David Staples, all in favor. Shannon Berger, motion to permanently.
Okay, good.
Thank
Right,
you.
yep. Okay, then we'll move that to
Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't, I wasn't going to let you continue to do your.
No, I'm good. No, it's fine. There's no sweat here. Yeah, for the $0 an hour we all make here.
Yeah, we didn't know if Paducah would be on by this meeting, so that's why.
Well, that's perfect. So we will go ahead and, address that in November as we proposed. So thank you for reminding me of that. Okay, let's, move to volunteer state marketing representation is the next item on the agenda.
I haven't read it. Just read it.
This grew out of a conversation that Eric and I had back in the spring, I believe, was when we first started talking to each other. We have a hospitality management program at Ball State. We started that last year, the year before, I don't remember which one. It's a certificate program. There's a couple of classes that are designed around hospitality. But I also had conversations with Chris Taylor of Sumner and a few other people back in the spring as well. Chris has given us some dollars towards recruiting students to be part of a team to be used by the community. We just vetted those students. There's 5 of them. They're being led by 2 faculty members, one of which is we just got, who was former controller for Skyline. The other one who's still working and also teaching for us works as a human resources executive for Bass Pro Shops. So they're being led by seasoned individuals that have worked out in corporate America. These students are available for organizations and for businesses to provide marketing plans, business consulting, and no cost to the organizations. We're designing this so that the students have an opportunity to get real-world experience for their resume. One of the things that I try to do, because I know it's hard when you're leaving college to get your foot in the door somewhere. And if you don't have experience on your resume, it's doubly hard for students to get in. So this group of students is capable of designing marketing materials, coming up with plans. Dare I say, a younger, fresher set of eyes looking at things sometimes than I do, because we all get set in our ways. So it's a great opportunity for Sumner County and for these students to be able to work together. So I'm hopeful in some way they can be utilized for different events and that sort of thing. So consider that a resource as we move forward that we can utilize. And they are eager. I just got through talking with all of them. They're like, when are we starting? What do we got? What do we got on our plate? So they're all eager to get started on things. We've already talked with Downtown Gallatin. I think we may do some marketing materials around their stuff. And a great thing about this generation of students is they can produce a 30-second marketing video with their phone faster than I can blink. It's an oddest thing in lots of ways. But I'm happy that they have an opportunity to be able to help people, and so I would like to consider that a resource.
Okay, no, that's great. So with what Mayor Isbell just talked about, is there any opportunity for them to support that?
Absolutely.
If I can, I'd like to make a motion in correlation to the discussions that we had, Kevin and I had, to enlist his people to work with Mark to develop a holistic market plan. One that really is one that people that he said about the gentleman professional that I'm used to, maybe used to from Accenture and so on, that is more detail-oriented and have actions as well as results, including a business plan all the way through, but they can guide them, because you don't have the resources. You may have the energy to do it, but
We have a marketing plan, and we have a business plan.
Yeah, so I guess my question before you approach that
is to merge them together.
Well, my question is, does the board have the right to do that? Do we have the authority to do that? I don't know that we do.
I
So I don't wanna vote on a motion if if the board has no, like,
We can't tell him how to do this job.
we can't tell him how to run his thing. What we can do though is we can ask him to maybe have them spend time.
That sounds good.
Yeah, they can.
We
can't tell, we can't tell him how to run it.
Yeah.
That's
So,
how to run it.
what I was gonna say, before your motion there was, as you work with us here and observe kind of, as you hear my reports month to month,
Right.
you're probably gonna see some opportunities that you think you could support us or add to it. And that would be a great opportunity for us to talk and say, yeah, let's use that resource. Because, yeah, I have a team of 4 basically that are doing the marketing, myself included.
Right.
And, but they're very capable. But an outside perspective is always helpful.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like having a focus group, you know?
Yeah, I agree. But I think it would be beneficial to leverage those folks.
Yeah, I know.
I know wonderful. You actually have
5 to start with. This is the first year we've done this. I mean, I could see this growing probably quite a bit because as the word gets out and organizations and businesses start using it, they're going to want to do more. I mean, and especially for businesses that don't have marketing resources or personnel, that's something that's a no-brainer to using outside resources. We modeled this off of something they're doing up in Tennessee Tech, and a good example of that. There's students up there that work out of the business college. There was a local mom and pop shop that was struggling to make it, was selling tires, and they were struggling. They didn't have any resources. The students up there put together a business plan. They put together marketing videos, set them up online with a shopping cart. They started getting orders from all over the world for this mom and pop shop in Cookville. Enough so that they had to expand their supply chain to be able to actually fulfill the orders they were getting. So that's the power of bringing people with a fresh set of ideas and the way to approach things into play.
Oh, yeah, that's 100%. Yeah.
And I think too, I don't want to first meeting, don't want to overstep, but I think too with the America 250, that's a great opportunity because you have county level, but you also have cities that are doing their own, to make it all collective where what the cities might be doing.
So it's collaborative.
Correct.
For me, as an outsider coming here looking in, and from being in the industry, the one thing that comes to mind always is, what is tourism? So, the big question is, what is tourism in Sumner County? And you saw it with the debate on the convention center, which I'm used to. Convention centers a lot different. Convention center,
This was a conference center.
Yeah. So, but and commentary that I've heard that Nashville does this, and the one thing is you really have to have your identity very detailed and very clear and concise, and there was no intent in my case to downgrade it, just giving you the assets to enhance it, so those questions don't ever come up to you or anybody on the board or anybody related to tourism, and it enhances our position that tourism is important to Sumner County, and clear up any misconceptions, and clear up what our direction will be and what we want to do, because your assets are very good. It's getting the messaging clear that everybody can understand, including the mayor, Mayor Isabel. So, and that was the intent.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
So I think the intent is good. You guys should practice spend some time.
Yeah.
Talk about how to leverage those resources, however you feel like it would work well with the rest of the team. So. Yeah.
Speak to the America 250, every city is supposed to have, an emissary. Are you Portland? Do you know?
I assume it's probably Mayor Cowell.
Oh, okay. So in Hendersonville, it is, Alderman Eddie Robertson. I'm on the America 250, committee, but not as from tourism, just as a county commissioner. But I would, they want all the cities to work with the county. I don't know if he spoke to that,
Yeah.
but, I would absolutely I'm sure Eddie Robertson in Hendersonville would love to use any one of your 5 that can help with that.
City of Westmoreland would probably also,
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know, I just thought since you're high up in the.
Well, so I know the Mayor House is being very intentional and important about every month having some kind of focus for the American Chiefs. Now, it might be a essay contest, not necessarily big events necessarily, but, and then he wants us as the chamber as much as we can to incorporate that theme into our events for next year.
I don't know that Hendersonville planned that far ahead, but Eddie will be on because I spoke with Mayor Clary about it, and I asked him, I told him Eddie was interested in it, and he said that was fine. So I'm just telling y'all that is an option.
Okay.
To give these, because aldermen are busy, and he's president of an HOA. I'm sure he would love to let them help. So I just wanted to bring that.
Are you able to be here Thursday?
I am not. I have to go think a donor who just donated money to all states.
I'll take good notes. Because I think the key to that meeting is going to be this collaboration of who's doing what and kind of the general planning.
it's 3:30 PM. Is that what it's
3 o'clock.
Is it 3 o'clock? Right. I mean, would it be beneficial to have one of your people?
I'll ask them, see if they can come. I mean, it might be, yeah. I can do that.
Okay. I've got a friend who's a former member of this committee. I just texted her because she's very involved with Bledsoe Ford State Park, and they're looking at doing a couple of events coming up. So I thought that you might be a good contact for her.
Absolutely.
Great. And then outside of this, I'll chat with you guys a couple other ideas. Not related to tourism, so we can connect on that. All right, very good. Let's go ahead and move into the director's report then.
In the next attachment, you've got our financial year-to-date, fiscal year-to-date through September 15th. And I will entertain any questions relating to that.
What do county sweet taxes come across?
Where do they come across?
I mean, you have it budgeted and there's no action, so.
We have not yet received a payment in this fiscal year
But that's right.
because our budget, has the budget been approved yet?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they closed out the books last week.
So is it the 7/31?
Yeah, it'll be that. That was what was approved, but I have to request it, and I couldn't request it until the budget was finalized.
Yeah.
So they'll probably do a 2-quarter payment to us, is what happened last year, and that'll be that top line there.
Okay, this might be a silly question. What is the deck maintenance? Like, what deck is that for? So like total, or dock, I'm sorry, dock maintenance.
We actually are responsible for a boat dock on the lake that we
Okay.
own.
Okay,
And so we pay to maintain that and insure it.
okay.
A lot of fishing tournaments go off of that dock.
That makes sense. Okay.
And then the only thing under marketing is, that stood out was really the National Vacation Guide, that it's over budget. Was that something that was pulled from somewhere else?
Yeah, it's all going to be a wash in the end. It's the other.
You're taking some of the other.
And the full amount for that Nashville guy is going to be covered under grant money.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I guess I should point out on the very top line there, the under grants, I did get a $2,700 grant from the Nashville Tourism Group that we did not get last year, so that's an additional grant that we pulled in.
No, go ahead.
Just under program and events and promotional activities, will they wash through?
Yeah, it does. It's a matter of just coding.
Which goes into where?
Yeah.
Okay.
We will finish the year under budget, but not too much under budget because we want to use it.
Did we get our money transferred to a different bank?
No.
Yes.
And the reason for that is all the transition here, we need to get
Right.
new officers, new signatures,
Gotcha.
then we can do that.
We have the new bank in the account.
Everything's ready to go, we just need the signatures, yeah.
Will that be a higher interest rate than what we were earning,
Yes, considerably,
even though it's still in the pool?
yes,
Oh,
yeah.
oh, good.
Probably about, we were down to a fraction of a point, and
Mhm.
this is like 3.5%.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I was afraid that because we had to go with the government,
No,
in government money, when you have to go into the insured banking pool,
Right.
because it's tax dollars. I didn't know if you knew, we've discussed that here, I just.
I've dealt with it before we're underway.
Oh, okay, yeah.
yeah, I don't, our interest income, you can see right now is like $300, and we're how many months into the year already? We anticipated once we moved, it would be about $10,000 to $12,000 a year. That's the difference. We're talking about a huge difference here.
And you may know this too, or may not know this, we're a quasi-governmental, entity with our 501c6. And so at the end of the year, unlike EMS or the sheriff's department, the money just zeroes out. Tourism gets to keep their money. We don't have to, we don't lose and start fresh every July 1st.
That's a bonus.
So,
Similar to Forward Sumner.
huh?
Similar to Forward Sumner, I believe.
Oh, I don't have to vote on their books.
Oh,
So
they
don't
don't
ask me
get
what
any
they
tax
do. Did we not give them any?
Resource authority is the same way.
Oh, okay. But they're not big. They're something. I don't know. I don't know because I'm not on those boards. But I wanted to explain that to you because that money, earning interest, we don't have to spend it all.
We're kind of government agency and kind of not government agency. Best way to explain it, I guess.
Yeah, so if you look at the balance sheet, you will see a surplus of over $200,000 that has built up over the years. Yeah.
So with insurance, was that a credit that we were?
That you're seeing on here?
Yeah.
It's an accrual.
Okay. All
We
right.
accrued the amount, so when the bill hit, we would have it hit last year.
Okay.
Yeah. Any of those negative numbers you see are accrual.
And correct me if I'm wrong, you did that deal about the internet, the cost cut? Is that why it's reflecting so low?
Cost cut and improved service.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it doesn't go down every time a storm blows.
So kudos to you on that one.
Well, it was a decision of desperation.
Well, it doesn't matter how you get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a portable phone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
The phones went out, so I don't know about technology, but
I pay somebody for that.
oh, I know, that's why apparently the phones went out and it was cheaper to get, send them in.
Yeah.
What happened, but why is not there.
Okay, if there's no questions there, I will move on.
Yeah, I have no questions.
Okay. In the director's report that you have, it states we have not yet moved the account. We just talked about that. And we'll get that done as soon as possible here in November. Agritourism is one of the areas that we have been focusing on, and we have been working. We attended the agritourism summer meeting that was held at the state fair in Lebanon, Wilson County, and got to tour around the fairgrounds in a golf cart while it was still closed. That was fun. But we are working very closely with them, and there is grant funding available for agritourism development that we were not aware of previously. There are some hurdles for the farmers to step through to become certified as a farmer, but they're not hard. And so these are funds that they can apply for, and it's not at a certain time of the year, it's any time. They can apply for funds to pave a parking lot, to put up signage, to build bathrooms, anything they can do to help create a destination at their farm. And so we're working with any you can imagine, from alpacas to bees to hiking trails to, anything. We're trying to find every farmer in the county and say, hey, would you like to make some more money? So that is going very well. The intent of the state, or the agritourism and the State Department of Agriculture that's over this, is to take that Pick Tennessee display that you see at the fair and to put that mobile on a diesel truck and be able to tour around the state to events. And they would come and like say, if we had a agricultural themed event in front of the Comer barn, they would bring their trailer in there and it would be open and they could sell their wares. And so that's the plan. They don't have the truck yet. They're working on funding too, but that is their intention. So we're kind of excited about that. We've already told them we want their truck in our county. So the other thing I mentioned in the first paragraph there, Brand USA, I've been talking to the first year I thought about international marketing and I thought, well, that's kind of silly. I don't see us really getting there. But the more I've talked to people at Brand USA, the research is saying that people coming into the United States from overseas want to get outside the cities. They no longer want to go to Los Angeles, Chicago, Detroit, New York. They're going to secondary cities, which I call Nashville a secondary city, but they are getting out into the country. That is what they want to see. And so we're actually working pretty closely with Brand USA to be marketing Sumner County and some aspects of it, particularly our historic trail that we're creating, that campaign, and getting that put out there internationally. So they feel like that has a potential for us. So anyhow, that's just something that's going on there. Comer House is in need of repairs, we all know. The Rogers Group has brought forward a proposal. They had a contractor that they like and work with come in, the ones that did the barn, come in and look at the house. They came up with a significant price tag to do all the repairs that they feel would be needed to maintain the house moving forward. What they're asking is, would there be any shared commitment from us or from the county? And unfortunately, the mayor had to step out. I want him to hear for this conversation, but I'll speak to him privately about it to see if there's interest in that. They might be willing to put a large portion or all of the bill if we were to sign an extended lease. Their end goal is they want us in that building. They want us taking care of the do, and just like Mayor Isabel has commented in our conversations. So I think the next step is for me to talk to the mayor, but I want the board to be considering that possibility. I did not commit us to any financial anything because I think it first has to go to the county.
Yeah, well, at this point, as I noted in a previous meeting, we do not have an executed lease with.
I informed Roger of that.
And the mayor knows that.
Yeah.
And also the lease has a 30-day out on either party, so it's not a lease if the intent to stay there, but we're the sublessor, who's the county is the lesser.
Right.
So.
And right now, isn't it like $1 a year or something?
Yeah.
Some sweetheart deal. So what kind of concessions would they be talking about to sign a long-term lease? I'm imagining the concession is the lease is going to be a lot higher than $1 a year.
No.
Well,
No. All they're asking is they will pay for the repairs if we commit to a long-term lease of the building.
The meaning that we're saying there?
Yes.
Is that what the
Which
impression you got?
Yeah, that lease agreement needs to be tightened as to aspects of responsibility.
Yeah.
Because it's very, very.
That building is in need of more than just external repairs.
That was my next question.
And also encompasses 17.4 acres, which the barn is on the 17.4 acres.
Yeah, well, they don't think that.
Well,
I'm going to.
You know what I mean?
I'm going to deduce this down since you said go to the county. I'm on budget. What do they want to do and what is the significant price tag?
$66,000.
To do what?
All of the repairs of the fascia and the roof, any leaks and any repairs required as a result of those leaks. Basically plugging it up.
So that's not fixing windows, which are probably wonky, because that's an old house.
Yeah. There's not really any issues with the windows that I've seen.
it's an old house.
Yeah.
I'm sure it leaks like a sieve, air-wise.
Yeah, it's not as bad as you'd think. I remember it was only built in 1951. It's not that old.
So
Well, it looks a lot older than that.
Yeah.
so it was, will fixing the roof and, prevent, is insulation any part of this to help prevent the freezing pipes in the kitchen that froze
I
and
don't.
burst, and they burst multiple times based on what I saw. This was before y'all were on the board.
I think ultimately what we really need is for them to provide like a proposal that says this is exactly what they're committing to do, what's in scope, what's out of scope, so that we can make a decision about that. That's ultimately, I think, what we need. Do you agree?
Because that is the not most desirable lease when I've read it, as far as what our responsibility is.
Well, it's very open-ended, one-sided, at least presently, or whatever you call it.
Yeah, we would also want an attorney to redline it, of course.
Yeah, they're not trying to extend the existing lease. They're talking about a new lease, longer term.
Do they intend to do the lease directly with us first?
No, not necessarily.
I don't think, it would need to go through the county.
It would need to go through the county.
I think it wouldn't be, this would have to be a joint discussion with them there. Well, technically, not really. We could do whatever we want. Yeah, that's true.
So, with that, to be honest, that could be enhanced depending on what the barn is going to be. We still don't know, right?
I think that's an excellent
Yeah.
point that
Yeah.
Well,
If-
let me
if
share with the vision
if
of
the
that.
barn is gonna be a
Yeah,
destination.
we knew the vision of the barn,
Yeah.
it could be a benefit,
Yeah.
depending on what the barn is.
It
Or,
is.
or would there be space in the barn?
Yeah.
No, there's no space in the barn. The intent is for that whole area to become a tourist destination for events. The barn has to be zoned agricultural, so it has to be agricultural themed in some form or another. But they want it to become an event center, education center, and be used by the community, just like we had Dozer Days this weekend.
Was that well attended?
That was 3 times what they did the year before.
Okay, because I've been there before, it was well attended, so that's what I was wondering.
It was huge. They were overwhelmed.
How many people were outside of 50 miles?
I don't know.
That's all.
Mark was on the road with a clicker.
Yeah, did you were you running your drone?
We have that information available, we haven't pulled it yet. I do know what it was last year, and I have those numbers, and we talked about it with them, because we did get a small sponsorship with them to help them. But
it's great that you've done this preliminary discussions again with the mayor, and further, and like Kathy said, it really hinges on what they envision for the whole area. My fear is that every time I looked at the lease, it saw 17.4 acres. There's no way we need the building, enhance the parking and the lighting, so people, the sign is one step, but it's a very small, but it's dark when you go by there, and enhance it. So if the barn is a destination itself, people look at the building as being a destination to go to as well while they're there, and enhance it that way. So be interested what their total scope of work.
Yeah.
What they
So I think what you're saying is, if we're considering a long-term lease, the lease needs to focus simply on that building, not the entire property. But we also want to look at what is, like, it would be helpful for us to see, here's what the building is, here's what the lease is, here's what the plan is for the entire property, so that we can determine, does what they want to do with the entire building align with tourism, first of all, and then does it make sense, or do we not want to spin our wheels making a lease there? And then the question is, if we decide not to do that, then where are we going to put the tourism people? Like, where would they go? Because they're also not a government agency, so we can't use county office space.
well, I will continue that conversation with the powers that be.
Yeah.
But I can tell you that Rogers Group, the mayor's office, and I all agreed that we should make it a tourist destination. in conjunction with the Comer Barn.
That'd be great.
Okay. Moving on. Some advertisements. This is what is going in the state visitor's guide, the one that's going to be handed out at the visitor centers at the border and so forth. Because
when did they go out?
it won't go out until next year, but we had to get the ad in
Okay.
place. So this is the advertisement that we're putting in there. We went with the historic look, again, going after the Tennessee 250 theme. So we went with a certain color scheme there. That scan will allow them to jump to our website and get a lot of detail about the historic trails that we're creating, be a series of itineraries and a lot of details that people can do. Even possibly some games that they can do, scavenger hunts and that sort of thing. So, yeah, so that's what that is.
somebody that owns Jonathan Browning's historical residence.
Well, let's get them on the trail.
Oh, yeah, it's me, that's right.
Mark, that could be great. This is really good.
This trail?
Yeah, this whole trail.
I honestly tell you, you said, what is tourism in Sumner County?
This is,
tourism in Sumner County.
Yeah.
This is what we need to market. This is our Disney World.
and going back to your comment about people coming from outside of the United States are looking for what is the United States, so.
We were at dinner, Friday night at Pelican and Pig in East Nashville, and we sat at the, had seating around where they cook the food. They call it the counter, but it's where they fire roast all of their food. And there was a woman there from the Netherlands, and they were wanting to know where could they eat that was just Southern food. And
Send them top off.
well, that was in East Nashville. Well, they were only Ubering, right? And so, and I don't know if they only had cash, but
That is also right.
or if they had any cash.
Yeah.
But this trail is something that would allow farther regions, like the little markets, to have offer more products, like have with enhanced restaurants and things like that.
Right.
Which then would benefit the community at large, because they wouldn't have to come down off the hill to go to Gallatin to get an onion ring or whatever.
That's true. That is
I mean, good tater tots are hard to find.
Shannon, you make a good point. There is
Yeah.
no restaurant association in Sumner County, is it?
I don't know, but I know if you go to Westmoreland, is it Kathy's Cupboard? Is it
But,
Kathy's Cupboard?
I mean, an organization that brings the ownership or management of all these restaurants together in a
I don't think so. There have been Facebook
There you go, another
pages, yeah.
But I think you hit the nail on the head.
But that's the experience, the
With
growth
the
and
type
the,
of wholesome foods and things unique to Sumner County.
or the
Yeah.
South.
And what's fun is we get to say the trailhead starts 30 minutes from downtown Nashville,
Yeah.
over into Goodlettsville. So it sounds like it's very accessible. And more about that coming down the road. Sponsorships that we've had just in the past months, nothing unusual there. The big one, USSSA, $25,000, but they brought in about $3 million into the market. So
How many years have they been with?
Oh, gosh.
it's been a while. Yeah,
Are their numbers,
I think I played in it.
have they
My kids.
have a capacity of how many teams they can get?
Not kidding.
They are maxed out by the fields they have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really just first come, first served
Yeah.
for who signs up. There are a couple of the groups we've worked with are talking about bringing additional tournaments here, which is good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, definitely when it comes to sponsorship, the money is in sports.
Yeah.
That's where it goes.
Yeah.
But,
Youth sports particularly, because when the kids come, their parents, grandparents, and
oh, yeah.
Yep.
siblings come too.
Just like when it was here, we didn't have to travel.
So, next page, I've got a picture of what we did at the fair.
Before you go on, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
The Trans Am Rama,
Mm-hmm.
did they market themselves? I mean, I never saw much.
They do, and again, they're not, what we're asking them to do is not to market it here. So when we tell these people to market, you're not gonna see it.
Right, but nobody in town knew they were here.
Yeah,
So they need to market locally as well, if they're gonna get.
That's their problem.
Yeah.
I give them money to market somewhere else. And I tell them exactly where their people come from, so they know where to market. So, so this was a display this year. Did anybody not get to see our display? It is an interesting thing. This is something the team came up with, and I was really excited about it, but nervous as heck too. The theme was Hog Wild and Bacon Memories. That was, or going Hog Wild and Bacon Memories. That was the theme they gave us. Very few people did the hog theme, but we told the story of a baby pig that was born up in Portland and made his trail through the county. And so here's an example. There's push buttons throughout the display there that told the story. So here is the story, number one, what they heard.
Parker the pig lived on a farm just outside of Portland, Tennessee, where he spent his days splashing in the mud and singing songs with his best friend, Elvis the hound dog. Parker loved his life on the farm, but he often found himself staring past the fence and wondering, what else is out there? One evening, Elvis sat beside Parker and said, you know, there's a whole world beyond this farm. Music, nights, food, and a place called the Temple Theater, not too far from here. Parker's eyes lit up. A theater? For singing?
So there were, I believe, 8 of those throughout that they could follow the trail of the pig. And of course, I don't think we ended up slaughtering him and serving him.
Sure, more fighting.
But also, if you look down the sides, you see drawings. These are all drawings made by kids that came by the house for the Hidden History Passport. We asked them to draw their version of a pig, and that was what aligned the outside of the display. We didn't win, and we were bummed, and we looked at the ones that did, and you have to have greenery to win, apparently. So, on August 9th, we hosted a ghost hunt at the Douglas Clark House. Not much to say about that, but that is a growing interest, and we're having more and more of that coming. We did a hospitality table at the soccer tournaments on the weekend of the 16th. There's a picture there. Handed out some waters and some cooling towels. Then off to Rock Castle for Songwriters Night that same day. That was the day that was like 100 degrees here, and it was awful and muggy. And again, we sponsored that event as well. And then later that day,
How well was that? Well, was the turnout good because of the heat? Or was
it was good. I think, yeah, the Rock Castle one was good. Yeah. The next one, the Lugnuts Tribute Album Release Party held at historic Stonewall. There's a picture of the Lugnuts at the party. That was well attended as well. It was sold out. And it was a fun little party. And that's the album that we helped sponsor that was produced. And they've submitted again for 4 Grammy categories. So we'll see what happens. We've also released a single off the album, and it is available on all of the streaming, what do you call them? Apps? Platforms. Yeah. You can get it on your cassette player. I have it on my 8-track, you know. Very busy week there. August 19th, we went to Trousdale Place and toured and discussed some future plans and their renovation plans there, and helping them to identify some volunteers so they can expand their hours, which is an issue they're having. August 20th, we went to the Agritourism Museum. I told you about that. The 21st, we went to the State of the City Luncheon in Portland, and I won a wonderful book about the history of Portland. That's so
Do you know
cool.
how to say it? Do you know how to pronounce the name of the book? Can you say it?
No. You want to say?
I can't even do it. Sesquicentennial.
Oh, that word, yeah.
Yeah.
Sesquicentennial, yeah. I do know that one. And the good news that came out of that meeting is there is a new hotel that has been approved in Portland for construction, and it's on our side of the county line. So some more revenue coming our way. And we pinned the mayor down after the meeting because he wasn't going to announce it. But the 23rd, that same weekend, we spent the day shooting footage with Huck Studios in the downtown Galveston area, and I have a video to show you on that. And then on the 6th and 7th, we hosted a booth at the Highland Games, and I've got a video to show you a little bit about the Highland Games. An outstanding event. It really is. Very well done. Class act all the way.
Saturday it was raining, gloomy, and not a lot of people were there, but Sunday was slammed.
Yeah.
And usually the other way around. Usually Saturday's the day it's really busy, and Sunday not so much, but Sunday was very busy.
Then we had, on September 8th through 11th, Kendall and I attended the Southern Tourism Society Connection Conference, that's a long name, in Lake Charles, Louisiana. And it was a typical conference. Again, got to talk about Brand USA, some new AI technology, a lot of things there. Mark Gazelle showed up and made an appearance. That was good to see him there. At the time I wrote this, I was on my way to Governor's Conference, and I've got something really exciting to tell you about Governor's Conference. Our group, as a DMO, which means Destination Marketing Organization, was nominated at the Governor's Conference as one of the outstanding DMOs in the state. We didn't win because we didn't have a hurricane come through our county. But we were nominated, and that was exciting. So we were recognized for that. This next page is an event we just had Saturday, and you may or may not have known about it, but it was a very successful event. We did it in the backyard of Rosemont, and it was a carnival mixed with concert. Started at 4 o'clock, went to about 10, and we had jumping castles and carnival games, magician, face painters, balloon animals, and then some amazing guitar-focused music. And we considered it a very successful event. It's something that we want to grow and potentially maybe partner with Hendersonville's carnival that they do at Memorial Day. So that's part of this. And then also just the idea of getting more events out there. But it was also a trial run for our team just to really do everything in an event by ourselves and see where we need to learn before we pull off the Irish Festival. So we found it to be a very successful event. Sold lots and lots of tickets for free. This is the economic snapshot, just came out. We maintained our rank as number 14 in the state. We did not move up or down. But we do see an increase in visitor spending year over year, and that is the important thing. And so even though the lodging area went a little bit soft, food and beverage and other areas of the economy did increase. So overall, as a county, we did well. So the tax savings per household did go up a little bit to $293. That is a direct result of tourism in this county. $293 is saved on every household. So I'll give you.
I'm sorry, does lodging include Airbnb?
Yes.
Okay. I figured so, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, they're supposed to collect taxes. We're supposed to collect taxes from them, but not all the Airbnbs are popular.
I'm sure.
It's becoming more and more a focus, and I think we'll be the few that are sneaking through won't for much longer.
Are guidelines for Airbnb by city or is it by county?
I don't know yet.
What do you mean guidelines?
Well, there are restrictions. A lot of cities and counties have restrictions.
Primarily cities.
Yeah.
City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't want to do it here in Sumner County. But I know in Hendersonville, there is, you aren't supposed to, I think it depends on where you are. I think a lot of people cheat on it too. But it was supposed to be 30 days. But every time I go by somebody's house with an RV plugged up in the backyard, I have a curious flicker inside of me.
Well, the approach we've taken is we've gone and reached out to anybody we can find and say, hey, we want to help market you.
Yeah.
And then we find out if they're on the county register or not. And, it's like, yeah. So I know we're not that way. Is that on camera? Shoot. I included the tourism grant information. Those of you who are already on the board have seen this before. But for your question that you asked is, how do we determine who gets sponsorship money? This spells that out. This is available on our website under our partner page, and they can print this out. The key to it is this back page. It has the point criteria, and it looks at, are they aligned with us as tourism? Or, where I had a wonderful event came to me this year. I wanted to help them so bad, but all they were doing was honoring the first responders here in the county. And that's not a tourism issue.
Right.
And I said, is there any way you can bring people from outside the county? She said, that's just not what we're about. And I said, then go talk to the chamber.
Yeah.
Maybe they have somebody. It wasn't your chamber. So we look at that. we're looking at tourism impact, we're looking at, the length of the event. Does it allow, are they gonna come in and then just drive home? What is it gonna really create for the county? How detailed are their numbers? Do they have a budget? Do they have a P&L from previous years they can show us? That sort of thing. Who are they collaborating with in the county? Is it a partnership? Do they have other people they're working with? Are we the only people they've come to? Are they a prior grant recipient? If so, how'd they do last year? And the other thing is when we implemented this, prior to that, we just fronted the money. If they said, hey, give us $2,000, and we said yes, we gave them a $2,000 check and said, have a nice day. Now they have to bring the receipts to us, and it has to be marketing related. So we're not paying for porta potties and T-shirts and things like that anymore. We're paying for true marketing. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. $150,000, I guess, is the budget annually, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, we want to spend every penny of the $150,000 for worthwhile sponsorships.
Yeah.
So that I don't know if you do it already, but like I sent you the note about giving previous commitment and really putting a spreadsheet, Excel spreadsheet of all the events, the date timelines, and everything, so you can monitor year after year to really not only say what your commitment is, but also see the value of it going forward, or the lack of value. We all know with the softball tournament, there's no doubt in anybody's mind the value because of the amount of teams and grandparents and parents coming in. But there's some that have good intentions, but as you know, you're closer.
And some of the money is a risk. We are helping a new event start up. And so we're going to put a little bit of money towards startups because we want more events.
Yep.
And some of them are going to do well and some are not.
And it's not an attentive reflection on your decisions on it because you are taking risk. You're risk business for any event. That's even the people that have the huge conventions. There's a risk.
Yeah.
So, but it's a way to track whether it was a good move this time if they come back to you again and say, hey, I want to do it again. Well, you didn't really come through with what you would say.
Do you guys maintain a list of locations in Sumner County where people can do events, including the size of the event that you can do, how far in advance you? Yes, venues.
We don't have a specific list that we could just hand to somebody. We definitely know about them, but we're always trying to identify new ones.
Yeah, I was wondering if that might be a nicer addition to the website. Say, hey, if you're planning an event in Sumner County, go here to see where you might want to go. Here's venues that you
The question is whether there's is there a hotel motel association or organization that would give you their list.
We've got 47 barns that do weddings.
Yeah.
The one over there when I was in.
Which one now, the big one?
Yeah.
They're everywhere. But it's true.
Yeah, I agree.
I have a question about the tourism grants because people asked me, and I got a couple of emails about they want the fiscal year. So you're running them on these dates. It says July 1st of 24 to 6/30 of 25. But I had people asking me in May. I want to say it was April or May. I think I forwarded those emails to you from one of the events that we have sponsored. And she was like, what is the deadline and when will we know? And are there hard and fast answers for those questions?
No, and I've responded to them.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, we took away some of the deadlines. When we first rolled this out, we tried to say, you've got to get your request for the entire year to us before our budget goes out and all that, and that was just a flop. There's just no way.
Yeah.
I got a guy who called me today for an event this weekend, and it's like, okay, whatever. But
Marketing.
Yeah, exactly. So we took the deadlines out so they can just basically apply at any time, and we will work with them as best we can.
Okay. Well, then I think that was the misunderstanding. She said, and it was actually another county, it was this was one city that I sent you the email, then there was another municipality that asked. We need to know when you're gonna give us money sooner so we can plan our winter and spring festivals. So I said, I will be sure to bring that up at the board meeting, and I have sent it forward.
We're pretty quick to respond.
Okay, well, I didn't know, and the one I see more often than the other, and I think that's why the contact was more
The one you saw,
often than the other.
we won't talk about on camera.
Well, that's okay, I understand, I just wanted to make it clear.
Yeah.
Well, and one was, I'll be honest, it was a strawberry festival, but it wasn't you, it was just a couple, maybe 6 weeks ago, that somebody had suggested that we get our, maybe have a, not a quarterly granting, but a bi-yearly granting where they apply. But if that is because you had a year-long deadline, or a year long, and now you're doing it as need.
We're doing it as needed because I can't commit to next year. I don't know what the county commission's gonna give me.
You can't commit,
Money.
but you could commit from September to September, right?
Well,
Yeah.
July to July.
July to July.
Why can't he commit September?
Because our budget ends in July.
You are correct, but he knows what he's getting in July, so he can commit September to September, because he gets the lump before the end of our budget in July.
But we also have carryover funds, so.
Yeah.
We do,
You
yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
We do, and we're working with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just arguing with Baker.
I know.
Baker's been doing it longer than me.
I'm not
And
trying to
I know how the disbursements go, and I know how the taxes come in.
We're moving to a commercial break.
I would. He didn't look, I'm telling you, do it September to September.
Thinking strawberry festival, I can apply in January for this then.
Yeah.
Well, we had talked about it at one point where you had to have a deadline and we were gonna do that, but that was a while ago, and we didn't know if that was gonna work or not.
Well, it's hard.
Right.
Yeah, and the purpose for that was because we just kept getting crazy requests,
And,
and
yeah.
they were out of control.
And it wasn't for marketing related things. And
Yes.
Anyway, so, but we
Right.
had talked about
I
that.
think we have tighter
And this is a
controls
new
now, so I
system,
think
and
that's
so
what we need.
I'm sure there were going to be kinks in
For
it.
sure.
And make sure they put the year notes about that.
Yeah.
For 2 minutes, and then obviously it's
Yeah, I think we now have better controls around it, and we know what's in scope for what we'll fund and what's out of scope for what we'll fund, which before that, I don't think we had clear guidelines, but I think we do now, so we're
Just
moving
evolved,
that,
kind of.
removing that time box in there probably makes sense, if that was the biggest barrier.
Yeah.
You want Halloween?
Same.
All of our parents, as far as our,
Yeah.
Like,
I've got to get out there.
Ghost stuff, there was a
Sometime next
Ghost.
week.
ghost on the Caney or something like that, so it's a canoe trip where they talk about, so I'm sure it had to stay.
We have that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go on the Caney, but I
Plans
thought
on.
it was interesting.
You know, as he gets into this sort of, you know, when he gets into these sort of
People are worried about tonight.
it's gonna be, that's where it really
They're
reaches
in
out.
Ohio and.
PR component, component, the slave
Yeah.
aspect,
Yeah.
like Fairview
I was gonna
plantation.
say Fairview is
And,
spot for that.
you know, there's, how does it play out? Because again, Louisiana, the whole thing that came down with, defamation, plantations, you have to rename some, and, you know, the general names, the slave owners' names,
My
and,
favorite blanket for making for the new baby.
it's a good problem to have.
Started it.
Oh, yeah.
There's some, I've done some wrong, I'm like.
It's a great
I'm
way.
not wrong.
For education.
Oh, see, I don't know how to do any of that,
If you went to St. Charles, you saw all about it.
Especially like.
Lake Charles, that's
Especially like food bar.
Yeah.
Good food, though, huh?
but, water boy,
Nice food.
yeah. It is, I guess because I went to Lake Charles, I've never been to,
It's a good.
I've been to the airport in Louisiana,
Would not recommend it.
but I've never.
Lake Charles, it's unique. It's very Louisiana.
I assume you're a UT fan.
Oh, yeah.
It's not where the.
Now I have to be a Big 12 fan for the rest of the season. My father-in-law coached Big 10 football his whole college coaching career, and he has been basketball out of retirement back to UCF.
Where did he compete at?
He coached Purdue, Louisville,
Okay.
Wyoming, Oklahoma, South Florida, Eastern Kentucky.
Yeah.
From what position, coach? Or?
So some of it was O-line, some of it was head coach. This is O-line.
It's a tough business. Everybody talks about the big money, but most of these guys are so big.
He's living in Cocoa Beach, living his best life. I'm like, you want to do this? Are you sure?
I think it takes a minute to get there.
Yeah,
Everybody who uses this, that takes a few minutes to get there.
But I mean, some team wants, because they'll hire and fire coaches, they can hire me for $10 million a year and fire me 2 games in,
Yeah.
they're perfectly fine.
Keep your contract. Oh, yeah,
100% do it. Yeah.
Work from
I would
Gallup.
hire myself a consultant.
Yeah. Well, no, the funny thing, when I was in Louisiana with Wardrobe got fired, he said, thank you, when do I get the check?
One of my students plays professional football, and the first season he played, he sat on the bench all year. I asked his aunt, I says, he disappointed sitting on the bench? She said, no, he gets paid the same amount of money whether he's on the bench or playing.
To practice and work down.
What did you absolutely do?
But good
My
outside
father,
player, George Manning,
Sandy Hope,
that
and
kid's got so much pressure on him. Again,
One of the
I'll take
more
$6
O-line.
million.
They need to leave him alone.
Well, he makes $6 million not even playing the game. There's
I
pressure.
probably saw some of those games then,
Let's see.
because my youngest graduated from there in,
Usually what happens when you get a presentation.
when did she graduate from there? 2016, I think it was?
Did her dorm have air
Or
conditioning?
17. She was in one of the older dorms.
She's in it 2 times.
Yeah.
I've
She
been
only
up
lived in
there-
the dorms 1 year.
I've been up there for conferences, and the dorms did not have air conditioning.
Yeah, she was in one of the older
Yeah.
ones. Not the oldest though.
They built some new ones.
O-line coach from 1997 to 2001 at Purdue, and then the head coach 2008 to 2012.
Okay, so she wasn't there yet, okay.
Are you from there? Did you say you were from?
Because they try to make you.
I grew up in Greenbrier, but I've been in Portland about 16 years.
Oh,
You don't count
okay.
yourself when you're doing the opposite, say no, or.
My cousins are all, they all live in Greenbrier. And Springfield.
My whole family lives over there except for me.
What's your maiden name?
Grogan.
Grogan,
G-A-N.
G-R-O. Oh, G-A-N-O.
Williams.
I think maybe Proctor was Amanda Proctor.
That never responded to the date that I was supposed to do that.
Really?
Yeah, I know she does Wednesday,
But
so
my
it's always
dad's people are all from Robertson County.
I'm sure my mom would know. That makes sense.
I said, here are the dates.
They were all in the school system, teachers, coaches, and
Oh, they were.
I was gonna send her a note to.
And then the other brothers, they live in
Yeah.
Springfield.
Is she full, part-time?
There's 2 brothers and a sister.
So she's there.
Grew up in Greenbrier.
She's also the chair of
But there
business
would be
too,
zero
so.
parents.
I'm sure Mama, Daddy went to Springfield, but my mom went to Greenbrier, so I'm sure.
Yeah.
I just wanted to-
Richard Gallup High School, who's from Greenbrier, and it's Tabitha Graves, and my daughter,
Regional Vice President, Sales.
she's still got a lot of families in there.
Great, that last name sounds very
He's
familiar.
from here, her husband's from here, but
Okay.
let me see if I can, her first husband's Smith, so that wouldn't really help anyway.
She's from Fairmont. Did you like it? I like public health.
Her maiden name was Whitney.
Like my mom knows on everybody. Where she taught elementary school, Greenbrier Middle School, high school. We've had people still come up from a former student. Like, how did they start? They have like a kid with them, and like, you know. And then she's like, how do I remember you? My whole family is educators, like I do not want to do that. I'd fire you, but I don't have the patience.
you shoot it up by airplane?
I'll help you more, but I'll help.
Where's the link to it? Or is it just up there?
I need to ask, Mark, since he's stressing us about it, and so doing E's prom. I guarantee you won't be, but. Get him a mower.
With the ruffles, gotta have the ruffles. Well, and the little velvet on the lapel. Yeah. And the big hair for the girl.
He's not old enough, he's not old enough for that.
Mark's not?
Not for the velvet. I think he's my dad, I think he graduated in '88.
Okay.
We didn't have velvet, that was in the early '80s, we didn't have like '80 and '81.
I have a brown tuxedo with a tangerine ruffle shirt.
Oh, Baker, oh my goodness,
Stylish.
you bring that to the
That is something I didn't expect you to do.
Somebody should have a November commission.
You know, the coloring, I mean, it screams home.
There's a canary, I've got a canary yellow shirt that goes with it too. Brown tuxedo with either canary yellow or tangerine shirt, both of which have a ruffle.
My husband is going more Miami Vice style.
So no socks. That's about the only thing I remember from, oh, and then the
Wasn't it
with the
t-shirts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Members only jacket.
Yeah.
They go, guys, I'm not dressing up. I'm like, fine, just come lift stuff after you're fine. Just come help me clean up.
Where is it?
No,
All
right. Well, that's what I would just say for the sake of time, then I'm to send it out to the group.
Yeah, I'll send you all a link, you can watch them.
Okay.
Have it set up.
Yeah, that doesn't always work well.
No. All right, well, I guess, that's all from the director's report. If you could just send it out, we'll look at it. Yes.
Quick question, so notice that the next meeting is November 25th, that is Thanksgiving week.
Yes.
Okay, just make sure everybody is aware of that.
I'm out of town.
Well, I'm out of town.
Yeah,
Won't be
I'm
here.
out of town as well, so. Well, let's have.
We want to move up to the 18th? Week before?
That's actually when I have it on my calendar, so.
I'll see if it's available.
Yeah, I would say we probably move it to the week before.
We don't have planning commission?
Yeah, I mean, depending on everything on the agenda, so, yeah, because Sydney's taking over, Josh is on, but that's the plan.
Yeah, the week of Thanksgiving, we will not have a forum. I can guarantee that, so.
That's the 18th is fine with me.
Yeah, I won't, Mayor, I'm iffy on the 18th, because I have planning that night, but,
Maybe you don't have work
Oh,
study.
shoot.
yeah,
If y'all have a study session, it'll be at 5, right?
yes. So it's a possibility.
18th is a possibility.
For me, it is, but, I mean, you guys may have forum anyway, but I might can be here for an hour, maybe.
Okay.
I mean, not that this revolves around me.
No, but I mean, we can just schedule a
We
short.
have to do officer elections.
So you need a quorum for that.
Yeah.
For sure.
So why don't we plan on the 18th, and that will be the only item on the agenda.
I'll check with the mayor's office, see if they can schedule the room.
I'm not the chairman.
Well,
Neither am
I am, and I'm okay with moving it to the 18th. So, like, do we need a vote on that? Okay, good.
Perfect. It's moved on my calendar, if that matters to anybody.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all.
I don't think we
I
need
motion
to.
to move the date to the 18th. Second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Very
If
good.
this was not available, we could meet in the mayor's conference room possibly, or there's
Anything else needs on that?
Can we meet at the Sumner County Tourism Office? Or is that another thing?
You're welcome to.
Good, we had to.
It wouldn't be
We
recorded.
could, does it have to, have to be recorded?
Yeah, we do need a publicly recorded, but.
Yeah,
I don't think there's anything else.
that's portable. That's
Hour.
portable.
Yeah, but if somebody else's meeting, they're going to want to be here too.
All right, well, we'll find the location then for the 18th. All right, motion to adjourn.
Yes,
Second.
Okay. All right. Very good.
Was there not, was there?
push button.